The Phoenix Suns have just taken a 3-1 lead on the Los Angeles Clippers, and as crazy as it sounds, it happened. A huge reason that the Phoenix Suns have gone up in the series versus the LA Clippers 3-1 is Devin Booker. In most games in this series, he has been an absolute beast. Even with the mask on, he has been spot on in each game in the series. Getting hit in the nose kind of reminded us of that Steve Nash game where he got hit in the nose, and it was eerily similar. Another huge reason why the Phoenix Suns have a lead 3-1 in this series is because Kawhi Leonard has been injured the entire series. You see, in the previous series when the Clippers were playing the Utah Jazz, in Game 4, Kawhi Leonard got an ACL sprain and could not play in the rest of the series. But it has been so severe that he hasn't even been able to play in the Suns versus Clippers series. And you know that Kawhi is a huge part of the Clippers' offense and defense, which is why they are down 3-1. This series, Devin Booker has kind of reminded me of the situation that Kobe Bryant was in the 2009 Western Conference Finals versus Carmelo Anthony and the Denver Nuggets, in the sense that they both had to take over with one other star bugging them. With Devin Booker, it was Paul George, and with Kobe, it was Carmelo Anthony. And in this series, you also can't forget about Chris Paul's greatness as well. He has hit a bunch of crazy floaters and amazing tough shots that few of us could ever knock down. Even though CP3 has been held out in the first 2 games of this series due to COVID, in Games 3 and 4, he was playing very well. In Game 3, he didn't have the best game on offense, but he had a pretty good defensive game. And in Game 4, he was pretty good, and he had 18 points. Chris Paul said after Game 3 that he needed to be better, and that's what he did. In Game 4, Devin Booker dazzled us with 25 points to lead the Suns to a 4-point victory over the LA Clippers in a dogfight of a match. In Game 4, the big 3 for the Suns had a great game, and DeAndre Ayton put up 19 points and dunked it a bunch of times. There was this one play that really stood out to me when Chris Paul dribbled between his legs and then got a nice little floater.
Ball scoots inside between the legs, backing away, knocks it down. Oh, sweet move from Chris Paul.
I remember at the beginning of the playoffs when everyone was like, oh, the Phoenix Suns cannot win a championship. They're not built as a championship caliber team. But Devin Booker's excellence and the Phoenix Suns' excellence have proved everybody wrong. In the first part of Game 4, the Suns jumped out to a very early lead, but the Clippers cut that lead in the third quarter, but could never get ahead. In the fourth, it was a pretty even game, and with Phoenix up 1 and nobody scoring for a few minutes, Chris Paul lobbed it to DeAndre Ayton, who dunked it home. On this play, Chris Paul takes charge of the ball up 1 and spins, gives it to Devin Booker, who pops a jumper and rattles it home. Reggie Jackson found a way to create space and called the screen from Zubac, went under the screen and knocked down a jumper from the free throw line. Chris Paul was defended very heavily. When Ivica Zubac has him, he gives it to Mikal Bridges, who swings it back to Paul. Paul resets and puts up a layup inside the basket. Paul George ran a play and saw the open man open, and that man was Terrence Mann, who dunked it home and thought he got fouled, but the refs did not call it, which I think should have been a foul. I was honestly rooting for the Clippers this game due to I wanted the LA Clippers to win, so this series would be very close. At the end, both teams kept fouling each other and both teams kept knocking down their free throws. The Suns were doing it because they did not want the LA Clippers to get in front, and obviously you only have 2 free throws. And the Clippers were doing it to stop time, so the Phoenix Suns would probably miss a few free throws. But that did not happen. Phoenix was very clutch on their free throws and hit every single one in the last few minutes. Nicholas Batum inbounded the ball to Paul George, who got fouled by Mikal Bridges before the shot went up. PG accidentally misses the first one, so his only option is to miss the second one and have a rebounder go get it. He smashes it off the rim, and then DeMarcus Cousins gets fouled, so he will shoot 2 now. Boogie made the first one, but he didn't know there was a rule against not having the ball touch the rim. So because the ball did not touch the rim, the Clippers had no choice but to foul the Suns, even though they thought that Chris Paul traveled. Chris Paul missed a free throw, which led Paul George to get the rebound, but they played the foul game again, and Paul George would have to shoot 2 more free throws. He made the first one, but this is when things spiraled out of control, as once he missed the second one, he was hoping for Cousins or Zubac to get a rebound, but that did not happen, and Chris Paul grabbed it, they had to foul, and CP3 knocked down both of his free throws in the closing moments. It was very clutch by Chris, and then the Clippers would give to Reggie Jackson, who would throw a brick up from half court, and it didn't even matter anyways. I mean, nobody's even talking about how ugly those jerseys the Clippers were. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Click subscribe, turn notifications on, like, share, comment, all the good stuff. And as always, I'm your boy, Happy Basketball, and we're out.